Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to make a fast food flyer on Canva. I'm choosing the red background because if you know anything about color psychology, red elucidates feelings of love, and it's also linked to appetite. Yeah, increased appetite. So yeah, I have chosen this red background. So I brought in this picture of the burgers to show you that sometimes when you take out the background from an image, it doesn't all work. So do not be afraid, just try another image if that doesn't work for you. I switched the image and chose this with a light background. Light backgrounds do better when you're taking out the background. And there we have it. For the purpose of this design, I'm going to duplicate this burger. But first, I'm going to add some shadow. If you are watching my video for the first time, I'm very big on adding shadows because they give um, a more realistic perception of your design or the image you're working with. So I've added shadows to this one, and now I've gone ahead to duplicate it. I'm going to take the second burger backwards so that it looks better. Reduce that a bit and add another shadow just below the burgers. So now I need a logo, but obviously I'm not just going to design a whole ass logo for a whole logo. I'm not going to design a whole logo for just this design. So I'm going to go into Canvas elements, and I have just spotted a very nice one that can work for me. Luckily, I can also change the color of the vector. And it actually looks really nice. I like it. So I have incorporated two items that I think usually just go with burgers, which is fries and a milkshake. I took out the backgrounds and added shadow to the images. So now I'm just going to adjust it so that it fits into the picture. I'm going to flip the chips. Yeah, that looks better. And then bring in the milkshake. Reduce the size. And one thing I have to also mention is just trust the process. Trust that you know what you're doing, even when it feels like you don't know what you're doing, even when the design is looking funky. Just trust the process. Keep on designing. Do not be afraid to move things around, test positions, test textures. Now to bring that hot fiery feel, I'm going to incorporate fire in my design because everyone wants their burgers hot and spicy. It's all about giving the perception, it's all about evoking the emotions of the audience who's going to be looking at this flyer. Next, we're trying out this font. Honestly, looking for the perfect font, especially when the brand doesn't have a brand guideline document, can be a very tedious task. I'm sure many designers can relate to this, looking for the perfect font. Anyways, in this video or in this for this design, I sampled a lot of fonts before coming to choose the one I stayed with. Luckily, Canva has a wide array of fonts you can just try out and see what works for you. This is why I also believe you should invest in Canva Pro. It's not that expensive. It gives you access to a wide array of fonts. So now you see why I wanted 2 burgers in my design, because 2 burgers are better than 1. So I'm also going to incorporate other vectors to give my design, will I say personality? Yeah. This vector, you can find it under loud, but I feel it also gives that finger licking good marking feel to your design, like, because it's about food. Like, mwah, if you have this burger, you're gonna love it. So that's why I incorporated this particular vector. I put it at the 2 sides because it gives that loud effect. 2 burgers are better than 1, but it also gives that, feel good, delicious feeling to the design. I'm just going to adjust it a bit to make sure it fits. Yeah, it's coming together. The design is coming together. I'm going to add more information at this point. So I named this Yokozuna combo because, yeah, that's 2 burgers, fries, and a milkshake. So it's giving large. And now I'm going to go to Canva's effects and make this text rounded in a way that fits the corner of that burger where it is going to be at. Yes, perfect. Bring it as close as I need it to be. Make adjustments here and there. Also zoom in. Don't be afraid to zoom in so you can actually see what you're doing, how it fits. Zoom in. Give that a nice yellow. Yellow also inspires hunger or appetite, excuse me. Okay, the design is it's coming together now. So this next step is just literally to give your design texture without giving a texture. I'm going to incorporate a few dots, a few dotted lines, just reduce that a bit. Sometimes when you are zoomed out, you may not be able to make full reductions, but when you zoom in, you'll be able to do that. So do not be afraid if you're trying to reduce a font or a vector and it's not reducing. Just zoom in and you'll be able to reduce it just fine. That's that over there. Next, we're going to add contact details because if your client wants to buy the burger, they need to know how to reach you. Now, if your design is giving you stress, things are moving, just lock it. Another thing about me is that I get distracted sometimes when I design. Like I left the contact details I was supposed to be putting and I looked at something and I was like, okay, I need to switch that. So that happens to me a lot. If it happens to you, it is fine. Just do what you need to do and go back to what you were doing before. I think it's very important to keep the very useful details in bold. For example, colors order is there, but I put the phone number. I made the phone number larger so that when the client or the audience, the reader, sees that image and they want to call, the number is really bold. And it's just kind of easier for them to just call you. Also putting a 20% discount in bold. We want that to catch the reader's eyes. Another thing that can happen in design such as this is you might want to incorporate as much info as you want to, but if you want to get the absolute best design, put what is only absolutely necessary. The more you stack on, the more you have difficulty arranging them. As you can see here, like adding that little text below kind of confused me a bit. I was like, oh, how do I put this? How do I put that? So I took out what I felt wasn't absolutely necessary in order to make my design look better. Test out your alignments. Canva has a very amazing alignment tool to make sure you don't really have to stress your eyes or do it all by yourself. The software will do it for you. We're adding more smoke for that fiery effect. Just be sure to position it well. Turn it until, make sure it's not covering your design, it's just at the edges. And now I want to add like a little signboard. So yeah, you can also get that in Canva's elements. Finally choose one that works for me. I always recommend choosing vectors whose colors you can change, just so it suits your color scheme and the work that you're doing. There are some vectors that do not, that you can't change the colors. So always look for alternatives. I would only use vectors whose colors I can change when I do not have another option. And I always have options, thank you. So I put the Lagosians love it, because my target audience is in Lagos. Just going to make that make the words smaller to fit into the box, and also change the font so it's more legible. So there you have it, guys. Our design is, almost ready. Just changing things here and there, but basically this is where we're ending for this design. If you found this video useful, please like my video, also subscribe. I'll be pushing out content like this as often as I can, which is about once a week or twice max. And you can also try out this image, use it as an inspiration to create your own, and share with me via my Instagram handle, which will be in the description below. Till I come again, take care and design more.